Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is weight loss, one of the most confusing, overcomplicated subjects out there. How my solo podcast works is pretty simple. I choose a topic, I ask ChatGPT to provide me some structure. I read some of what it gave me, and then I share my opinions, thoughts, and questions on the topic, basically from my experience in losing weight and from my lens and point of view. Let's just get right into it. Why do people struggle to lose weight? And we got some points here. Most people struggle because weight loss isn't just physical, it's emotional, environmental, and behavioral. It's not a lack of knowledge. Most people know to eat better and move more. The struggle comes from stress eating, inconsistent routines, all or nothing mentality, lack of accountability, losing motivation when results slow down. Now, the big thing for me, when I was overweight, I was just overwhelmed by life itself. My wife and I, we had 3 kids. We had moved across the country. I got a really, really busy job, and then I totally lost sight of everything. So we were eating out constantly. We were overeating, not really paying attention to our diets, and we just basically blew up. So I'll show a picture here. Myself and my wife, I was about 260-ish and she was about 230. And now I'm just over 195 to 200, and she's at 160 now. So huge change. The transformation took us, let's say, of actual trying and really dieting and putting everything together, let's say a year for both of us. But when you think about mentally preparing, getting our lives set up so it wasn't, there wasn't a finish line. We weren't going to be like, okay, we're going to lose X amount of pounds and then that's it. We've kind of changed the way that we do things. Like we both run when we didn't run before. We hang out in a different fashion. We have like date nights as parents. We go do activities instead of going out for dinner. We've changed a lot of things. And so I would say that entire process took about 3 years or so, but of actual, let's calculate our calories and see how many, prioritize proteins and all these different things that you need to do to lose weight only took us about a year, but the whole process was about 3 years to lose the weight. Weight loss becomes much easier when you understand that discipline is built from your environment, your habits, and your self-talk, not willpower alone. So another thing with, I think these days, I mean, it's not because it's 2025, but in general, everything's a lot cheaper when it's processed. I don't know why, but if you look at a head of lettuce versus a bag of chips, they're almost the same price, and you're going to get so much more calories and sustenance from a bag of chips than you would a head of lettuce, right? And I know they're different foods, but even if you were to compare like a potato to a bag of chips, both potatoes, there's a lot more work and effort to get yourself a meal out of that potato than the potato chip. So, when you come from being overweight, it's so easy to go grab a bag of chips. You eat it, makes you feel happy, makes you feel good. But then you look at the label and you realize it's like 2,000 calories for the bag of chips. Whereas if you were to have a potato, it's like 80 calories or whatever, 200 calories, depending on how many you have. Like society, life, the price of things, like everything on social media, these delicious foods that you can make, these simple, delicious foods that full of butter and full of oils and all these things, they taste delicious. Like food just tastes so much better these days. And it makes it hard to go back to eating basically plain rice, chicken, meats, vegetables, kind of the staples that were there just to give us nutrition, right? So I would say life itself makes it really hard to lose weight, because another thing about social media is when you scroll through it, you got these people doing triple backflips and one arm, one hand stand push-ups, like deadlifting 1,000 pounds. You got these teenagers that are doing these crazy things. And when you think about it, you're like, wait a second. Like, I can't do that. If that's the gold standard now, this is crazy. So being able to detach yourself from reality and realize that you don't have to do these crazy things to lose weight or to get fit, and you don't have to shoot for these massive goals like muscle ups or bench pressing 3 times your body weight or squatting like 3 times your body weight. Like all these things are crazy that we look at online, and it feels like the bar is set so high. But if you just detach yourself from what's going on online, you can kind of get yourself in a better space to do the easy things, the simple things that are required to lose weight. Now, so we made it to our midsection, the quote of the day by John C. Maxwell, an author. I'll show his stuff up here. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. So if you guys think that the small disciplines repeated, like small things, make big changes in the future, leave a comment below on what you think. If you guys like this quote, leave a comment down below, because for me, this resonates with running. I know I talk about running a lot. This episode's about weight loss, so I'll try to keep this quick. But when I look back at what I've done since March, I've run consistently. I feel like, other than playing video games consistently as a teenager, kid, and a young adult, running is probably the only thing that I've done so consistently. Like, we're talking, 30 to 50 kilometers a week for almost a year now. I've never done anything like that. And the results are really showing now. 9 months in, 8-9 months in, I am fitter than I could have ever imagined when it comes to running. And that was just the small, consistent steps of getting out there and running a 5K, whatever. Sometimes if I feel like trash, I just run 3 or 2, or I walk uphill. But the thing is, I kept doing it consistently. And then I got to a point where now it's like brushing my teeth. I'm not excited when I go out for a run. It's not like, oh, yay, hey, look at me. I did 5K, I did 10K, I did 15K. It's like, I wake up, I go for a run. That's part of my regular day. It's just like, I don't get excited about brushing my teeth, right? I mean, it's just a part of life for me. So these small things that I've done that anyone can do are ultimately going to lead to huge successes if you can continue to do them consistently and let that effect compound. So now, based on this, I ask one thing. What's one small daily discipline you're trying to build right now? Maybe it's a 10-minute walk, drinking more water, prepping one healthy meal, or just going to bed earlier. Leave me a comment down in the, let me know in the comment section down below what you're doing to make yourself healthier and what steps you guys are taking to reach your goals. Back into the questions. Question number 2, what's the simplest way to start losing weight without feeling overwhelmed? Start with one habit, not 5, not 10, just one. Pick the habit that feels the easiest to execute consistently. For most people, that's something like daily step goal, eating more protein, drinking more water, reducing nighttime snacking, tracking your food for awareness. Momentum comes from simplicity. So when you do things, like when you actually take action and start to do things, small things, you'll start to gain that momentum, and then you'll have that feeling like I have, where running isn't a chore. It's not, it's raining outside, it's snowing outside, it's too hot outside. You just got to go. It's part of life, right? When the first habit feels natural, stack the next one. This is how sustainable results happen. And I really like just kind of the idea of this question. What's the simplest way to start losing weight without feeling overwhelmed? Like, if you're constantly looking at those things on the internet, and you have to get a weight scale, and you have to figure out exactly your macros and how many proteins, for every gram of protein is 4 calories, and same with carbohydrates, and then fats, and then you're balancing it out, and you're cycling your carbohydrates, and maybe it's low carb day or high carb day, and you're still trying to get your workouts in. It gets extremely complicated. I always think of these videos that you find on YouTube of people doing these crazy workouts. I find them just bizarre. Like, simple things. If I can tell anyone a simple thing, we're not elite athletes. We're likely not going to go to the Olympics. So if you just work on just compound movements, any compound movements, right? I'll have a different episode where I talk about lifting weights. I mean, I'm not a professional at this, but if you stick to, but pull-ups is a hard one. It's like if you can do pull-ups, well, you'll work up to that. But say pull-ups, bench press, deadlift, squat, like you're hitting, and then overhead press, for example. Like you hit absolutely everything. So keep it simple. Don't do any crazy accessory movements. You really don't need that stuff. Do some stretching. Do a little bit of mobility exercises with a band so you can work your supporting muscles. And the compound movements, do some of them with a barbell, and do some of them with free weights so you can work on your stabilizers. But you don't have to be doing these like weirdo whatever movements to get that one tiny little strand of muscle you have in your back shoulder. Like we're not all going to go step on stage, right? So do things that are simple. Like if that means anything, I'm going to go to the gym once a week and walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Like that is a very reasonable goal. If you don't have a gym membership, if you don't have a treadmill, if you don't have access to that stuff, at least walk up the hill next to you. Go for a 5-minute walk, a 10-minute walk every single day. If you do that consistently every single day, and then maybe you up it, that's going to be the starting of the ball rolling to get you to where you need to go. Because making that first move and committing to that consistently is going to be probably the hardest part in your entire journey. Next question. What's the biggest mindset shift someone needs to make to succeed long-term? Stop treating weight loss like a 6-week sprint. Start treating it like a skill you're developing. Skills require practice, patience, and repetition. So like what I'm doing right now in this podcast, I'm so new to this. I'm trying to just let myself be comfortable in front of the camera and just speak into my little lens of my phone. And it's uncomfortable and I don't feel normal. And I have a lot of different emotions about what's going on, even me sitting in front of this camera, and no one might be watching. But that's okay because I'm putting the reps in right now and I'm going to get into a groove and I'm slowly going to get comfortable doing what I'm doing right now. And hopefully YouTube helps me find the audience that's interested in what I have to say. But let's go back to this for a second. So the main difference for me in mindset shift, when I lost weight in 2017, I did a bodybuilding competition. And when I did that the first time, it was like, okay, I signed up for the competition. I'm going to lose weight, 2,000 calories a day, 5 to 7 gym sessions. I'm going to do daily cardio, high intensity interval training, yada, 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 yada. I did all of that. And then after I stepped on stage and took my photos, it was over. Like I'd crossed the finish line and it was like, stop gymming, stopped like everything. I literally stopped everything. The only thing I continued doing was, playing tennis and the sports that I like to do. But the diet was done. It was over. And I instantly gained all that weight back, plus, obviously. So the mindset shift that I'm trying to get to is, instead of thinking of, I want to get to 200 pounds, or for the ladies out there, I want to get to, 150 or whatever the goal is, right? Don't think of it that way. You have to shift your mindset to, I am going to consistently do the things that are required long-term to get myself healthy, right? So what that looks like for me is, I don't have an end goal. I have some endurance goals. I have some strength goals. I have some, small goals that I like to reach. But it's not like when I reach them, that's the end. It's when I reach them, I'm happy. And now I want to sustain them. So even though I want to fast forward and I want to be like, 8% body fat and look super shredded, there's a side of me that knows that I may get there. But if I do get there, it's not like, yes, I crossed the finish line and it's over. It's like, now I don't have a finish line at all. If I get there, I get there. But I'm still going to enjoy life by, oftentimes you're going to still consume alcohol and eat some chips and like have big days where you have too many calories. But that's a part of my lifestyle. That's not my entire lifestyle. 7 days a week is tough to meal prep and weigh all your food and make sure your macros are on point and make sure you're hitting your gym sessions as per your schedule. But if you can consistently do the good things 70% of the time, that 30% isn't really going to drag you back so far. It's not like you're taking one step forward and two steps back. It's more like you're taking two steps forward and one step back, right? Or even three steps forward and two steps back. You're always moving forward. So as long as you shift your mindset to, okay, yesterday, my mom wanted me to go over to her house and we had a bunch of pasta and deep fried fish. And, she brought out ice cream cones and all that stuff. So I ate a bunch of calories. That's not the end of the world. But what am I going to do today and the next few days to use the energy and the nutrition that I just filled my battery up with? Like, how am I going to use that, right? Am I going to go on a long run? And am I going to do a 2-hour gym session? Am I going to eat less today, right? It's all about balance. And once you find that balance between the good stuff and the bad stuff, you're going to realize that weight loss is not as difficult as we make it out to be. Because I'm willing to tell you, unless you have some medical condition, right? It did not take you a week, 2 weeks, even 3 months to get to the size that you're at right now. And I'm talking to even myself. When I was 260 pounds, it did not take me 6 months to get there. It took me 6 years. And that was slow, consistent, calorie surplus. And I totally let myself go. And over time, the exact same compounding effect happened. I gained a bunch of weight. So if you reverse that and do the exact same thing in the opposite, it might take 6 years to get to the goal you're looking for. But if you calculate it properly, right, it could take significantly less. But just finishing up on this last question, the biggest mindset shift is it's going to take significantly longer than you expected to take because it didn't take you a short amount of time to get to where you are. It took your lifetime probably to get to where you are if this is the first time you're deciding to lose weight. And the next thing is, don't have a finish line. Take the finish line out of it. This is my lifestyle now. This is how I'm going to live. I'm 35. I'm going to live this way until I die. I'm going to eat less processed foods. I'm going to eat to fuel, not eat for fun, right? Unless it's Christmas, it's New Year's, it's Halloween, things like that, right? We're trying to keep things healthy, lifestyle healthy. And like, I don't have an end goal. This is for the benefit of so many other things other than just looking good. Because at the end of the day, who cares what people think what you look like? Who cares? Like, this is about you and your health. And like, if you are concerned about what other people are thinking about your image, you need to shift your mindset and say, I'm doing this for me because this is healthy for me, because I'm ready to lose weight. And if you have kids like me, like I want to chase my kids around. I want to be able to beat them at a race until they're 15, hopefully, right? Like right now they're 6, 5, and 3. And I remember last year, or just a year and a half ago, I was panting and I couldn't even pick them up and throw them around as comfortably as I can now. And those are other reasons why I shifted my mindset, because it's not just about me. It's not just about being able to take my shirt off at the beach or being able to run, a fast 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a marathon. It was about lifestyle and setting a good example for the miniature humans that I am raising into the future. But anyway, that's all for today's episode. If you found any of this interesting or helpful, feel free to like and subscribe. And I just want to give a shout out to the folks that have been reaching out to me via email. I always leave my email in the description. Anyone that even made it this far, if you want to reach out to me for some free fitness advice, I absolutely give it. And I'm happy that some people are using that and realizing that it's not a scam, it's not a gimmick. There's nothing. I'm not creating an email list or anything. I legitimately just want to help. And I usually give out this information for free at work. in the gym, on the track, to anyone who asks for it. And it's a passion for me. So I am coming up with a 7-day reset. It's a no BS, cookie cutter style formula, let's call it, for the average man, average woman, that breaks down the simplest form for 7 days. If you want to lose fat, lose weight for 7 days, you just follow it step by step. And, unless you have some sort of medical condition, I guarantee you lose something in 7 days. So stay tuned for that. That's definitely going to be coming in one of my upcoming videos, maybe next week. But if you did enjoy the episode, I appreciate you watching. I do post, I'm planning on posting, which I will succeed. I'm planning on posting a video like this on different topics every Thursday at 5 p.m. PST. So if you want me to go over a specific topic, leave a comment, and I will never run out of ideas as long as you guys keep sending me the ideas you want, because ultimately I'm doing this because I enjoy it, but I'm also doing it because I want to help anyone who's watching, hopefully provide some value. So thank you again. I appreciate you hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time.